Good afternoon. To Ina, Alan, Jackie, and Frank, and Joe Jr. I thank you so very much for allowing me this opportunity to speak and to recognize the contributions that General Joe McNeill made to my life and to our country. A man whose courage changed the course of American history and whose dedication to service exemplified the highest ideals of our nation. It is often debated as to whether leaders are born or made. Regardless of the answer or your opinion, I think we can all agree that General Joe McNeill was a leader, and an outstanding leader at that. His leadership was on full display on February 1st, 1960, when this North Carolina A&T student, along with his three comrades and Aggies, marched right into the Woolworth store to the lunch counter and sat down, and that counter was no longer segregated. This pivotal act of courage predated what Congressman John Lewis would later call good trouble. Joe's act of defiance was not reckless rebellion, it was principled leadership, for he understood that progress requires someone willing to stand up, speak out, take action, and accept a certain level of risk when others remain silent. That same moral courage and commitment to doing what was right defined every chapter of his remarkable life. It is often assumed that one who rebels against the injustice of societal norms is not patriotic, or that they don't love their country. Certainly, this assumption was not true in the case of Joe McNeill. For in 1963, with our country embroiled in a war in Southeast Asia, a time when some who are in the highest positions of government today were avoiding military service, the defiant Joe McNeill that had endured being spat on, jeered, threatened, pushed and shoved at the Woolworth lunch counter, was accepting his commission as a second lieutenant in our United States Air Force. Joe and I share many commonalities, significant in my opinion. Among them are that we were both commissioned through ROTC at historically black colleges and universities. He here, of course, at North Carolina A&T, and I at South Carolina State University. Both Joe and I maintained dual careers throughout our professional lives. He with the FAA and the Air Force, I with my airline and the Air Force. A lifestyle that meant lots of time away from our families. Military leave time away from our employers. Numerous military activations. Missed the Little League games, birthdays, anniversaries, and occasions when we arrived home late in the evening after our children went to sleep and departed in the morning before they woke up. It was indeed my privilege to have been present for General McNeill's retirement from the Air Force in 2000 and to have again at that time see Ina and to have met Jackie and other members of the family. It was my profound honor to have General McNeill come out of retirement to serve as the presiding officer at two of my most significant moments of my own military career. When I was promoted to Brigadier General, Joe was there to administer the oath and welcome me into the general ranks. His presence that day represented not just protocol, but a bridge between generations of military leaders, from a pioneer who helped to change America to those who would carry the torch forward. Years later, when I reached the end of my own military journey, General McNeill again stood with me as he presided as the presiding officer at my retirement ceremony. Having him there to close that chapter of my service was both an honor and a reminder of the continuity of service that binds our military family together across decades and generations. Joe McNeill's legacy reminds us that true leadership is not about position or rank. It is about courage, integrity, and the willingness to stand up for what is right, even when it's difficult. Whether sitting at the lunch counter in 1960 or pinning on General stars decades later, he exemplified the truth that one person acting with conviction and courage can indeed change the world. Thank you.